All right, friends, we're going to read the second Aesop fable. This one is called The Fox and the Crow. Make sure you have your pencil and your highlighter. Here we go. A crow was sitting on a branch of a tree. She had a big piece of cheese in her beak. A hungry fox came along and watched her. Licking his lips, the fox set about thinking how to get that cheese. The fox stood right under the crow and looked up. "What a noble bird I see above me," he said. "Her beauty is without equal. Her black plumage is as exquisite as a moonless night." Let's stop right there really quick. There are some big words in this. Let's make sure we understand what we're talking about. The word noble has a synonym of excellent. And plumage, maybe you know what a crow looks like, or you can look up at the picture above. Black plumage would be her feathers. And exquisite, maybe you've heard this word before, means beautiful. So go ahead and pause the video and annotate those words. And when you're ready, we'll get started and read again. Paragraph 6. The crow was flattered. She wanted to show the fox that she could also sing well. She opened her mouth wide and gave a loud caw. Down came the cheese, of course, and the fox snatched it up. Between bites of cheese, the grinning fox said, "You have a voice, madame, I see, but what you want is wits." So before we go and talk about the moral of the story and what that means, let's go back and highlight what happened in this story. So we know that there are two characters. We know there is a crow sitting on a branch and she has a piece of cheese. And we know there's a fox who comes along and he wants her cheese. So, crow sitting on a branch of a tree with a big piece of cheese. And a hungry fox thinks about how to get that cheese, right? So then the fox starts to tell the crow how beautiful she is. So let's see. We can highlight all the beautiful things that he's saying to her. "What a noble bird I see above me. Her beauty is without equal. Her black plumage is as exquisite as a moonless night." So he's telling her, "You are beautiful." The crow also wants the fox to know that she can sing. So she opens her mouth and gave a loud caw. Then what happens? The crow drops the cheese, and who gets it? Yes, the fox. Down came the cheese, and the fox snatched it up. All right, so let's go back and let's take our pencils, and we're going to put numbers next to some of our highlights. So the first thing that we said happened was we learned there was a crow sitting on a branch. We knew that there was a fox thinking, how am I going to get that cheese? Then the fox starts to compliment the bird by saying that she's so beautiful and telling her all these things. Then the bird says, "Oh, but I can sing too." So she opens her mouth to show the fox how she can sing. And down, down, down came the cheese. for that tricky old fox. All right, so let's talk about this moral. So it says, you have a voice, madame, I see, but what you want is wits. So the fox is saying, you have a voice. You have a pretty voice. It's very nice. But what you want is wits. What does wits mean? Think about that. What does wits mean? Wits is like smarts. So the fox is saying, even though you have a beautiful voice, you need to be smarter in your actions and in your thinking. So just because you're beautiful or have a beautiful voice, you also need to be smart and to think about things before you actually do them. Okay, let's do one last thing. We are going to summarize this little passage, this little fable, and we're going to do it just like we did with the peasant and the apple tree. So I will write the first sentence, and then I'm going to have you finish it. So first we learn that a crow has a piece of cheese that the fox wants, right? That's kind of summarizing these two events. So a crow has a piece of cheese that not the crow, the fox wants. So I want you to look at the story events 3, 4, and 5 and see how would you write 2 more sentences using those highlights. Go ahead and pause the video and do that now. All right, so I will read you what I wrote for my summary. Remember, your summary does not have to be the same as mine. It does need to talk about similar things, though. So starting at the beginning, I said, a crow has a piece of cheese that the fox wants. The fox tricks the crow into showing off, and then the crow drops the cheese. You could even add onto that, the crow drops the cheese into the fox's mouth if you wanted to, or for the fox to snatch up. All right. Good job today, friends. We'll see you later.